we really want to spend time talking with companies about what is it that you manufacture, how can we understand it, and how can we help you manufacture that product.
We are here today with Troy from Contracts Engineering. Hey, Troy.
Hey, Dean, how you doing?
Yeah, all good, thank you. So how's business?
Yeah, business is pretty good. It's not without its challenges dealing with COVID, but sales are picking up and everyone's in a better spirits. So we're as happy as you can be within the present circumstances.
Excellent. So I've got a few questions for you. Seeing as you've been a member of Kimtech for a while, we'd like to sort of present you to some of our buyers here. So if you could sum up your company and what you do in 30 seconds.
Sure. So our core purpose as a business is to bring manufacturing closer to our clients. And we do this by, we manufacture the products for them. This includes mechanical assembly, fabricating, processing, manufacturing, sometimes packaging as well. Our aim is, in some cases, we make the product all the way to the final product so that it's ready to dispatch when our client sells them. I think this focus that we have makes contracts engineering pretty unique among fabricators and subcontract manufacturers, in that we focus solely on markets and prospects where we're making another company's products for them. We don't do retail, point of sale, general fabrication work. We really want to spend time talking with companies about what is it that you manufacture, how can we understand it, and how can we help you manufacture that product in small to medium batch production. And this focus, Dean, allows us, meaning everyone at the company, to better understand what is it that we're manufacturing. So when a laser is profiling a piece of steel or aluminium, the folks are thinking, what is that? That's going into an industrial scanning machine, that's going into a commercial product sold to landscaping, that's sold to wherever it is, food processing industry. There's a real sense that people understand that, and that when we think all the way down to hiring people, we talk a lot about that. So people who want to come to work here should want to say, well, we like the idea of making other companies' products. That interests me. So it's good.
Okay, so I assume that's all things like sheet metal, it's laser cutting, forming. You work in all sorts of materials as well?
Exactly. So it's laser cutting, folding, welding manually or robotically. You what you'd think of as your traditional sheet metal fabricating and manufacturing. We process some plate and some extrusions in form sections like aluminum and stainless steel and mild steel. But yeah, it's what you think of as traditional sheet metal with a bit more focus on what we're doing it for.
Well, excellent. I've heard some good reviews from our buyers about your service, but I don't know, do you have a project that you're particularly proud of that you've made in the past?
Yeah, sure. So we have, because we manufacture other companies' products, there's probably quite a long list where we say that we're pretty happy to have been part of that, and we're really excited that we're still manufacturing this product that we might see on a daily basis when we're out and about in the country, or that we know it goes into a great use. But one that we're particularly happy about is in about 2016, we became basically the short lead time supplier of a company that makes a landscaping product that they've been importing in from China in container loads. And we got talking to them about manufacturing basically the short lead time stuff. They ran out of a particular SKU, a size, color, etc., and they needed something quickly because they couldn't get it imported in time. We started doing that work for them. Fast forward to 2020, we were doing 80% of all their manufacture, and they were still buying some stuff in and importing it, but we were able to, through scaling the business and providing some real value to them, we were able to convince them through economic reasons why it was better to have it manufactured domestically in the UK. So it was quite a big reshoring contract that we won. And we did that, Dean, by emphasizing shorter lead times, much more flexibility. 2 weeks before its delivery, you want to change the final color of the product because you've run out. Great, just tell us and we'll swap things around. And importantly, when you're buying from a domestic supplier, you're getting trading terms. So instead of tying up their money months before they see their product, they're getting financing. So it's hugely beneficial for them. And that's one that we're pretty proud of, because when we first looked at it, we said, that's what it is, and it's coming in from China. There's no way we can compete. And the reality is we were a little bit more expensive, but when you tack in everything else we did, we won it. And, we convinced the client and people here that, hey, look, the client might be paying a bit more per product, but they're not tying up the cash and they're not missing the sales because they're running out of stock all the time. So they're actually getting more sales. So the profits could actually be higher, even though they're paying a bit more for the product because they're getting more sales.
Okay, so something else that I wanted to sort of touch on, there are a lot of sheet metal workers out there. There are a lot of laser cutters. I wonder what is it that makes Contracts unique? Why do you keep winning work from our buyers?
Well, it's a good question, Dean. And what we think it is, a lot of it comes down to one of the earlier point I made around, we make other companies' products for them, and that is what we focus on doing. That's what the sales team is focused on winning. That's what the engineering team is focused on, all the way through to production and purchasing. So when we talk to a prospect, we will have gone through a qualifying process, and we want to understand their product. So we build, I think we build a lot of confidence in companies who have products that they need help manufacturing, that we can make their stuff. And what it means is we think it's a huge market, but we don't go out and compete for retail point of sale or project-based work or fit-out type work that requires a lot of steel or traditional fabricating like gates and railings and that sort of stuff, because we can't differentiate ourselves. But when we build the whole business and the whole culture around understand what our clients make, manufacture it for them, and work with them, we find that resonates, because you pointed it out, Dean. Lots of companies have lasers. Lots of companies have welding capabilities and press brakes. Just like, there's lots of car companies out there. So how do you choose a car? And we want to focus on the buyers who say, well, we want something more than just, we've got machines and we care about our customers. So that's what we kind of provide.
I guess the last question for today, which is quite an important one, I think, for the whole industry. And where do you see your business going? Maybe it's pre-COVID. Where do you see the industry going? What's the thing?
Yeah, I love questions like this, and I hope I don't draw it on too long. So I see enormous opportunities. I think COVID has been a really challenging period, but with situations like this, sometimes opportunities present themselves. So I would say from a macro perspective, meaning kind of a big perspective, what about manufacturing? I would say it is probably sped up the focus on reshoring and nearshoring, and it's still doing it to this day. I think there's a lot more focus in purchasing departments and supply chains about bringing them closer to home, and it's also helping people open up their eyes and say, actually, it's not so expensive. This old trope that it's always cheaper to buy it in and European countries are too expensive. It's kind of one of those things where it's been said so long, people are kind of not checking it so much anymore. And then now that people are checking it and getting prices and testing it, they're saying, oh, wow, actually, it is competitive, or it's not nearly as far as I thought it was. So I think that's a really positive thing. And that's going to be wind in the sails for a lot of manufacturers. And then for contract engineering, I would just take that down a scale to us and say, we're really excited about that because we make other companies' products. When we talk to purchasers and they're looking at buying stuff in from abroad, that's the kind of conversation we like to have. We know sometimes it might still take a year or two, Dean, for it to convert, and sometimes it happens quickly. I think there's just enormous opportunity, and we're at the beginning of a good cycle of manufacturing moving around, and we're going to capture as much of it as we can.
Well, this has been a very nice interview, and I'd just like to say to any buyers that's watching this, if you've got any projects you want to send directly to Contracts Engineering, you can go directly to their website, or you can pull them up on the Kimtech profile, where you'll find some really nice images and some videos of their work. So thanks for joining us today, Troy.
Thank you, Dean. Really appreciate it.